What up, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, founder of SWAV Eyewear and SWAV Agency. And this is the Starts With a Vision podcast. And we're talking about all direct to consumer, right? So we have a really good episode today. Someone asked me a question in regards to inventory. And I feel like this is a very important topic, I don't want to say a hot topic, but it's a very important topic for the sustainability and the success of your company. And so she asked me, she says, what do you think you should do if you have too much inventory? So before we really go into it, I want to say, if you're just joining us, just know that this platform, this YouTube channel, is all about direct to consumer. I nerd out on direct to consumer. I work with a lot of direct to consumer brands, and I really love working with product-based business owners. And also, I have my own D2C brand as well, which is an eyewear company, which is what I'm currently wearing right now. So I know exactly what product-based businesses need, what they're going through, and I know the different levels of like where people are at in business, right? You got some people doing 100,000, they're gonna have certain problems and challenges. You have some people doing 2 million, they're gonna have certain problems and challenges. You got some people, they wanna get an investment. You got some people who just got an investment. It's all types of different layers to this, right? And so, I've been blessed to be able to work with clients that are at certain levels of their business. So I've seen a lot of different things. So this information that I'm giving you is coming from a trusted source, right? So what to do if you have a ton of inventory, too much inventory, or extra inventory. So number one, I would really say assess where you're at in regards with your business and your inventory. Because the thing about it is, when you have this much inventory, I want you to ask yourself, number one, okay, how did I get into it? How did I get into this situation of having too much inventory? And why did I select to put myself in this position? And where am I at in my company? Because having too much inventory isn't always a bad thing, right? And also, if you have too much inventory, I want to ask you, what is your marketing budget? Because what I've learned is a lot of people don't have too much inventory. They just don't have a big enough ad budget or a marketing budget to be able to move the inventory, right? So this is how it goes. If you have too much inventory, or what you think, I want you to right now go look at your ad budget, right? Go look at your marketing budget. And I want you to honestly ask yourself, how much have I spent on marketing? Because if you have a whole bunch of inventory and you don't have a healthy marketing budget, maybe you should take some of the money that you're putting towards your inventory, right? And you should put some of that money towards your marketing. So you're spending the same amount of dollars, but you're just allocating it in a different place. And then when you're allocating it in a different place, you're making a better use of the money that you have for your business. So let's say you have, and it also depends. Are you making your product on your own, or do you have a manufacturer making and you're just purchasing the units that they're producing? Because that matters as well. And also, what is the lead time of your product? How long does it take to make your product? Does it take you 2 weeks to make your product? Does it take you 3 days? Do you have to buy it and it may take you 4 weeks to get your product? Like, what is your lead time on your product? We have to know that and understand that as well if we're gonna really know what we need to do, because you may think you have a lot of inventory, but if we do the numbers and we know how long your inventory is gonna last, then we can strategically create a plan on how to move X amount of units in 30 days. And then from there, we'll be at a healthy place and we can have a healthy forecast, right? So if you have a lot of inventory, and let's say your business isn't making any money at all, right? You're already not making any money. So there's a couple things you can do. But if you can leverage this inventory to actually grow your company. And it also depends on how much is your product per unit. Because let's say your product is, to make it, let's say your COGS, your cost of goods is let's say it's $2.50 per unit. And let's say you're selling this product for $25, okay? So a product like that, let's say you have 1,000 units and you're like, man, this is too much. Me personally, if your business is stagnating and it's not doing anything, I would give away 30% of that inventory to either influencers or like people that can help spread the word, right? Because you already just sitting on the inventory. So when we run the numbers, if we said 250 per unit, and that is, let's say 30%, so that is 300 units. 300 times $1 is $300 times another 0.5, which is $150. So we're talking about $450 that's coming out of your pocket directly, and then the actualized the money that you would have actualized off that 300 units, but let's not count that. So out of pocket, you're losing $450. But what if you give away 300 units of 1,000 units, right? That you're selling at $25. You may have lost that unrealized, revenue, but 300 people that see your product, and if you give them a flyer with your product and with your website and get them to come back, what if 10% of those 300 people come back? That's 30 orders from that, right? So you want to figure out a way to leverage the inventory that you have to get customers to come back, to get people to come back, right? You want to learn how to leverage your inventory. It's already in a bad situation, right? And also it depends on, do you have the inventory or is your inventory at a 3PL? When I say a 3PL, I mean a third-party logistics company that's shipping the orders out for you. And also with 3PLs, you want to make sure you're kind of careful with them, because if you're not at a certain level in your business, what can happen is you may think that a 3PL is going to help your business grow because they're going to fulfill it. But if you're not doing a certain volume, and when I say volume, a certain units per month or units per week, what they're going to do is they're going to start charging you, and they also have a lot of hidden fees. So before you start going into these 3PLs and stuff, you really want to look at your business and really know where you're at, right? But in regards to that inventory, that's another way. Another way is, what if you create an actual campaign, right? What if you created a campaign and you drove money to this campaign to actually grow your business? Something I learned is, after seeing a lot of people, working with a lot of people, some people's marketing budget just isn't enough. It's really that simple. A lot of people think that, their product isn't selling. You're just not marketing enough, right? You're not spending enough money. You're not emailing enough. You're not texting enough, right? These things are real. So you want to ask yourself, how much am I really investing into the growth of my business in marketing, right? If you're only spending $200, $300 a month, then what do you expect to happen? You're not going to go too far with that type of budget. Your budget needs to be growing, and you need to really start learning how to get aggressive in your marketing, because businesses that are trying to grow will grow, but businesses that aren't trying to grow and trying to play it safe and be on the defense, they're not going to grow. So you want to, put yourself in a position where you're in a growth mode and a growth mindset, rather than trying to play defense and trying to hoard where you're at, right? Let the inventory go. Spend the money. You have to understand that this business game is a game of faith. That's all it is. So you have to understand that you have to be able to see the things that only you can see, right? And that includes spending money on marketing, even though you may not be able to fully see and understand what's going on. But that money that you're putting into that marketing campaign is like a seed being planted under the ground, and that's going to grow in the form of revenue in your business, right? Another thing I've learned is, looking at the back end of a lot of businesses, is if a lot of the times the businesses that don't, like, if we look at their products and we look at what products sold the best in a month or in a year, what we'll see is whatever the best selling products are, those are the products that are being promoted the most. So whatever product you want to sell the most, you have to promote the most. It's really that simple. And a lot of people are not promoting certain products as much. So they're doing more of an overarching marketing rather than like bringing the overarching people into the funnel and then really communicating the value proposition and the different features and benefits of each product. Okay. So those are some things you want to think about in regards to your inventory, right? You have a lot of inventory and it's not moving, right? I'm not always against sales. I'm not always against sales, but I am against sales all the time. I just don't want people to go straight into the default mode of, hey, this is, we're doing a sale, right? We have extra inventory. We're doing a sale. Like, there's more things that you can do to grow your business rather than just doing a sale. So I'm really trying to get people to understand that there's more things to do rather than just that. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. If you want to grab this workbook right here, this is a playbook for direct-to-consumer brand owners. Feel free to grab this. You can go to www.swavcircle.com, SWAVCircle.com. Always remember, everything you do in life starts with a vision, and I'll holler at y'all on the next episode. Peace.